The seminar, this entire seminar for 3 days is on the early Kadambas. So many scholars have presented. My presentation is Historical Archaeology of Banavasi and other sites. Paddayya sir has specifically mentioned that this paper should be on the historical archaeology, how historical archaeology has developed for understanding of the Kadamba history. And all of us, we know many sites related to Kadambas have been excavated, including Chandravalli, Alsi, and Gudnapura, Talagunda, and Banavasi. So many sites have been excavated. How much we have gained the knowledge of the Kadambas? This is the main theme of my presentation. So I will be discussing the concept of early historical sites and connected with the Kadamba sites. I made 3 important. One is on the coastal area, which is the Kadamba area, but earlier we have Haigunda and other places we have early historical. So Sannati is one Bhima Krishna area and Krishna River Valley in Andhra Pradesh, and of course we have Western Cave Complex on the Maharashtra. So with this background, Kadamba archaeology can be understood. This is my understanding. So these are the maps which show that the evolution of Kadamba inscriptions, how they are found and how they are chronologically put together. So these are the various inscriptions. Nearly 70 inscriptions have been identified and discovered related to the early Kadambas. These are all mapped here. This is by Uttara, one scholar, Michigan University PhD scholar. She has worked on the Banavasi on historical archaeology and particularly investigations of archaeological investigations. So this is a map prepared by her. This is the locations of Kadamba sites, Kadamba inscriptions, as well as the sites related to Kadambas, early Kadambas. Centric is the Banavasi, Hangal, and other, Gudnapur, all the sites which is in my research paper. I will be concentrating on this area. What are the archaeological findings related to Kadambas? So this is the list of including all the excavated sites in Karnataka, which includes the major excavations by both ASI and state archaeology, which has conducted many, including Maski and other things. Of course, they are not belong to Kadamba, but just to give an idea how many sites have been excavated in Karnataka, early historical sites. I excluded Hampi because Hampi comes in the medieval. So, just to say that, what associations we can get. Just now, excavations at Gudnapur was mentioning about the Jaina context. Like that, we have the early historical sites are both Jainism and Buddhism associations we can get. So this is a classification we can do like Sannati, Ursugundigi, Banavasi, Haigunda, Vadga Madhapur, Brahmagiri. These are the Buddhist association. Whereas some of the places like Koppala is well-known Koppala place, and Surapura are associated with the Jaina sites. So, my assumption that my suggestion, the Agri river, that is a Vedavati, could be taken as a Jaina, the associated sites we can get in that. So this is just rapidly I'll go. This is not a Kadamba site, but just to show how connected with the Banavasi and Sannati, historically as well as the archaeologically, they are same pattern which we will get here. I'll discuss about that. So this is a Sannati site. All of us we know, there are, according to the town plan is very interesting for the understanding of the Banavasi. Sannati and Banavasi share the same context, same plan of the town plan of the ancient period. So it has a fortified town. Banavasi too has a fortified town, and there is a citadel in Sannati. We have Ranamandala, we call it, and sacred outer periphery. This is which I am going to discuss about that. Just now, Dr. Keshavan has shown these minor stupas around the Banavasi. Same pattern we'll get in the Sannati. So this is a site map of the Sannati. This is the Bhima river and takes a curve northernwards, and the Sannati village is here, and there are stupas, Kanaganali stupas, and Anegutti, Benagutti, Ursugundigi. This is a stupas all around the villages. So this is Ashokan inscription of Sannati. This is the fort of the Sannati fort, built with the bricks and mud. Still it is intact, still visible. So this is the Sannati Kanaganalli Stupa Naga Shilpa sculpture. Some of the important Sannati sculptures, portrait of Shimukha. This is Sannati Kanaganalli Stupa. This is outside of the Sannati site. Some of the important Buddhist relics and other things. So now I'll talk about the Banavasi, how Banavasi is important for understanding of the Kadambas. Of course, we know Banavasi is not alone only Kadamba site it is. It is from the pre-Kadamba, Chuttus and Shatavahana period onwards, we get a continuity of the antiquity from up to 18th century. So there is a village or the town is continued from the ancient around 1st century AD and till recent also we have a continuity of the antiquities in this area. So we have to be very careful which one we are going to focus. So my work will be on the focus of the Kadamba period. What is the Kadamba, the settlement, how it could be Kadamba settlement of that particular period. So this is an interesting part is it is a fortified town, not like Chandravalli. Chandravalli is an open site, whereas here it is a fortified town which we get here. So brick walls also we could find, but later on additions modified or additions are fortification has been re-strengthened with the bricks and other. This is the plan of the fort, the Banavasi. This is a Varda river. On the river of the Varda river, the site is located on the bank of the Varda river. So statistically, it's very interesting because we have the evidence of both indigenous and our foreign accounts talks about the presence of the Banavasi in ancient period. We have a Renaissance accounts, we have Ptolemy, and we have various accounts of the Banavasi existence. And also we have traditionally we believe that this is the place where the Ashoka's sons, children, they came here and from here they went to Sri Lanka. So these are ancient, even Mahabharata and Puranas refer to the place Banavasi, Vaijayanti. So I'll not go details, already discuss about that, but look at geographically how important will be. We can just, this is a fort of the Banavasi. This is a map I borrowed from the Uttara, that is a student of Michigan University. She has prepared the map of this. You can just see there are important gate, North Gate and South Gate. Originally these two gates, original gates, North Gate and this is Agassi, Narur Agassi. And there are Diddis also, some small wicket gates also there. Northeast Gate and Watchtower Gate is also there. There is a West Gate is also there. All the gates leads to the center of the place. Madhukeshwara temple is in the center. So antiquities and all the excavations, some of the excavations have been conducted here. Apsidal temple has been found in this, within the fort also, outside fort also. This is the river, Varda river. So this basically it shows that original fort might have been begin in the Shatavahana period, but later on it developed or modified by Kadambas. And interesting is from the ancient period till today, not much, the outline is not much changed. Yesterday, Dr. Utresher was showing the Hangal fort. There you can see there is a development and extension of the fort, whereas Banavasi is not extended. Even periphery is not, that outline is still remains from the ancient to now. So this is how we can identify the original, the layout of the fort. The even temples and other gates are still remains the same. So we can take it as the town plan of the Shatavahana's beginning, but it is developed under the Kadambas. So this is a map of the. This is a map. This is a Google photograph. You can just see this is the fort and this is the river. Green patch is the river. So this is the layout of the city still there. The evidence of brick wall of the fort, you can just see some remnants we can get somewhere else, but built with a laterite stones, and later on the development we can just see them. structures which is already, A.V. Narasimhamurthy, Sheshadri, they excavated the site, Banavasi, finding the antiquity of the fort Banavasi. They have identified and they discovered apsidal temples inside the fort and outside. So this is a very interesting. According to their studies, they belong to the Shatavahana period. So apsidal structures. Just now, Dr. Keshavan was also mentioning about Talagunda temple is apsidal temple. Similarly, we have a one in Brahmagiri also. We have similar pattern we get here, apsidal. So it is a very common in the ancient period apsidal temple architecture. Even Chalukyan period also we get apsidal temple evidences. This is another one. So I would like to mention that apart from the just fort, there are stupa. Just now Keshavan has shown you some of the stupa sites. Stupas are some of them excavated by ISI. So there are places, Kanchinamane, various places, dibbas are there. We call it mounds around the fort area, outside fort. So they are found outside the stupa. These are the places. Donigudda, Kadagodi, Kanchinamane, these are the places may be possible. Buddhist stupas could be, some of them already excavated. They identified stupas, but they are not inside the fort area. Inside the fort area we have apsidal temples. So we have a kind of things. Whereas stupas are outside the town. That is a very interesting point of my argument. So this is the one evidence to show the stupa outside. There are antiquities, large number of antiquities. Shatavahana period onwards, we get antiquity terracottas and antiquities like tiles. Various pottery has been identified, and they are identified as early historical and early medieval period or stones. Even medieval period potteries also has been identified. Glazed ware we call it. Just now Keshavan has showing the one glazed ware. So such pottery from the ancient to medieval period up to early modern period, we have a continuity of the pottery in the site which we get. Some of the tiles, you can just see this is a one kind of tiles and this is the curved one. So these are the common tiles we find here. So my argument is how they different from because this is Shatavahana period. Till the Shatavahana period, the Buddhist canons, Buddhist philosophy for the we get in the Vastuship or whatever we say, town plannings. What kind of towns were, what idea, traditions were started, that is my argument. Looking at the site at Sannati site, the town plans are like this. The city will be in the center and surrounded by the stupas. In Sannati it is very clear. Kanaganalli, Anegutti, Benakagutti, Chandra temple is also there. The actual original there was also stupa, and Ursugundi on other side of the river. You look at these are all encircled this town. Same pattern which we get in the Banavasi. Same pattern. Center is the township, and there are mounds around that. They are not inside the towns. So this argument is sacred periphery we call it. In Buddhist traditions, sacred periphery are the stupas, which is a peculiar, Sannati as well as the Banavasi, we get this idea of the traditional town planning of the Buddhist period. So later on we have Agamas and we have Shastras. There we get from Kadamba period onwards we have a different traditional town planning. That's why we get Talagunda and other places. We don't get similar pattern there. So already Gudnapur excavation has been extensively explained by Dr. Keshavan. I will not go into details. So this is another site. Gudnapur is a palace site. You get a number of structures of the Kadamba period, and inscription was also found in there. So this is the connection, just a Varda river, and this is a connection we can just say. Gudnapur and Banavasi, we call it twin cities, or two different traditions we can get them. Here we get a Shatavahana period and we get in Kadamba period. So this is a context we could identify there. Chandravali, of course, a very famous Chandravali site. Earlier, it was discovered as a Roman coins were found. Narasimhachar excavated the site. After that, M.H. Krishna excavated the site. And after that, knowing that, Roman contacts and Mortimer Wheeler excavated the site. Now also later after the independence also the site has been excavated extensively. So we get earliest evidence of inscriptions of Kadamba. We found lot of archaeological findings way back to the 1st century AD. Chandravalli was supposed to be the Mayuravarma's, Vayur Sharma's first site. So we get a number of antiquities, but not much studies has been done on the distinguishing the Kadamba, early Kadamba and pre-Kadamba antiquities. But have been taken into consideration all the antiquities. But Dr. Sundara has made an extensive survey and he has produced one article mentioning that the earliest temple of the Kadamba period, he has identified one in the nearby the shrine which is there in the in Chandravalli. There is also Shivalinga which is very similar to the Talagunda Shivalinga. So based on all the antiquities, Dr. Sundara has identified some of the antiquities which belong to the Kadamba period. So the same Chandravalli is a place where you get the back side of the fort of the Chitradurga, Hidimba temple, from Hidimba temple to the downhill foothills of the Chandravalli. All together is one part of it, and also there are a number of evidences. Dr. Telagavi and others, they have also discovered the Prakriti inscriptions in the Illi boulders. So based on all these evidences, we can come to conclusion that the site Chandravalli can be dated to the Shatavana to the Kadamba period. Thereafter, we can get the later temples in the fort area. So this is the Tataka, which is a mentions about the Tataka in the Chandravalli temple, very famous water tank. This is the site plan by it was first published by R. Narasimhachar. This is the site plan of the Chandravalli. It is first published by, this site plan is from the M.H. Krishna's excavated report. So this is the inscription which is a Chandravalli inscription. All of us, we are aware of yesterday and today also. This is Chandravalli excavation Chitradurga. These are, we can directly mention that these are the sites belong to the Kadamba period. I will not go into detail the pottery and Roman coins. These are the coins which found in the Chandravalli, Roman coins and Shatavana coins. Talakadu, of course, this is not Kadamba period, but it is contemporary Kadamba period. Talakadu, well-known site of the Ganga period, but excavated by Dr. M.S. Krishnamurthy and State Archaeology. So this, site also can be taken for a comparative study. So based on this, Kadamba archaeology or Kadamba period, early Kadamba historical archaeology can be understood. With this, I end my presentation here. Thank you. Once again, I thank organizers for inviting me, Dr. Paddayya sir and all the friends. Thank you very much.